Harry's wife. Time. NFI'd again. In case you don't know, if someone's NFI'd, they're not fucking invited. And this has been happening a lot to Harry's wife as of late, which causes two problems. One, it highlights her lack of influence and her diminishing reach. And it, of course, wounds her. Remember, in the deluded world of Harry's wife, she believes that she is the grand fromage, that she is the big cheese, that she is numero uno. She believes that the universe revolves around her and that she's kind, empathic, influential, insightful, profound. And of course, we know she's none of those things because she is a narcissist and a very boring one at that. Now, my valuable viewers, cast your minds back, if you will, to about 18 months ago, or thereabouts, September 2021. No, I'm not wanting you to account for your whereabouts as a consequence of a pending police investigation, but you will recall that back then we all were mostly entertained as a consequence of Harry the hairdresser and Harry's wife in her power pose on the cover of Time, as they apparently belonged to the world's most influential people. Amazing, isn't it? What spending some money can obtain for you to get yourself onto a cover. And you'll remember at the time the photos, which had everybody laughing at how ridiculous they were, because it made Harry look like a hairdresser. And of course, somehow he'd shrunk and gained more hair. But they were accompanied by a sycophantic profile written by their friend and chef, Jose Andres, whose charity, World Central Kitchen, of course, is regularly hijacked by Harry's wife for the purposes of facade management. He wrote, kissing butt, "In a world where everyone has an opinion about people they don't know, the Duke and Duchess have compassion for the people they don't know. They don't just opine, they run towards the struggle." He said that they are blessed through birth and talent and burned by fame. It would be much safer to enjoy their good fortune and stay silent. Oh God, how many people would pray that they would do that. But of course he then added that's not what Harry and Harry's wife do or who they are. And you all know why that is. I needn't repeat that. But that was some 18 months ago. And so Harry's wife was amongst the 100 most influential people, which would mean, therefore, that she would presumably be viewed as some kind of colossus with regard to the way that Time magazine would see her. That presumably, as a consequence of her ongoing empathic good works, that she would also be regarded as a Woman of the Year. Surely that would be the case. If she's so influential as she was in 2021, presumably she would have been a Woman of the Year last year and a Woman of the Year this year in 2023. Well, Time magazine has told us who the 2023 Women of the Year are. And I'm going to enable you to dive in and understand more about that. And we will find out, of course, whether Harry's wife is amongst them. It includes Aniele Franco, who is a Brazilian politician from the Workers' Party, who has been Minister of Racial Equality in the second cabinet of Lula da Silva since the 11th of January 2023. Her sister was assassinated in 2018, and therefore Aniele Franco's family established the Marielle Franco Institute with the aim to seek justice and continue her work. Aniele was a director of that institute. Next up is Kate Blanchard, who many of you will know as an excellent actress who has an extensive involvement in philanthropy also. Next up, Aisha Siddiqa. This individual is a Pakistani-American climate justice advocate. She is the co-founder of Fossil Free University and Polluters Out. So she's there getting her shoulder to the millstone of ensuring that the planet is protected. The next Woman of the Year is Angela Bassett, who may well be familiar to you. She's an actress, Known for her work in film and television since the late 1980s, she's received Screen Actors Guild, 16 NAACP Image Awards, 2 Golden Globes, and also, alongside the acting that she has been involved in, she has been an advocate with regard to the rights of African American women, portraying herself as a strong woman in that regard. Next we have Ramla Ali, who is a Somali professional boxer and model. She's the first Somali boxer to compete at the Olympic Games and is currently a global brand ambassador for Cartier and Christian Dior. Phoebe Bridgers, she's an American singer-songwriter, and she has received 4 Grammy Awards, including Best New Artist. Alina Shevchenko is a Ukrainian women's and LGBT rights activist. After working as a teacher, she co-founded the NGO Insight in 2007 to advocate for LGBT inclusiveness on feminist platforms. She started annual events including Women's Day March, Transgender Day of Remembrance, and the Festival of Equality. We then have Masih Alinejad, who is an Iranian-American journalist, author, and women's rights activist. She works as a presenter-producer at VOA Persian Service, a correspondent for Radio Farda, and as a frequent contributor to Monoto Television, and a contributing editor for Iran Wire. She focuses on criticism of the status of human rights in Iran, especially women's rights in Iran, and she now lives in exile in New York. Next, it's Meghan Rapinoe, who's an American professional soccer player who plays as a winger for OL Reign of the National Women's Soccer League. She's winner of the Ballon d'Or Feminine and was named Best FIFA Women's Player in 2019. She's also involved in activism off the field with regard to being an advocate for numerous LGBTQIA+ organisations, including the Gay, Lesbian and Straight Education Network and Athlete Ally. Then there is Suntory Beverage and Foods incoming CEO, Makiko Ono, one of only a handful of women to lead a big Japanese company, who wants to see more opportunities for women in management and more business for her company, of course. She wants to hit a target of 30% of managers to be women by 2030 in Japan. Then there is Quinto Brunson, American producer, writer, actress, and comedian, and she starred in the ABC comedy series Abbott Elementary. And then finally, Veronica Cruz Sanchez, the first Mexican human rights activist to be awarded the Defender of Human Rights Award from the Human Rights Watch. So there we have 12 Women of the Year. But wait, hang on, surely some mistake. Harry's wife isn't included in this list. That can't be right. Only in 2001 she was described as one of the world's most influential people. What has happened in the space of 18 months for her to tumble from the lofty perch of having her hair done by her husband and appearing on the cover of Time magazine in a purchased cover, to then not being included in Women of the Year? Surely this is a horrendous omission. All of those individuals that I've just described with brief pen portraits, actresses, sports people, activists, individuals who are involved in politics, individuals that are involved in supporting the rights of women in different and difficult environments. It reads as a smorgasbord of things that surely Harry's wife does. Surely she should be in that list. Isn't she a brilliant sportswoman? Oh, no, actually, she's not. Maybe, of course, she's a brilliant politician. No, she's not. But what about a fantastic actress who, for instance, has won 2 Academy Awards, 4 BAFTAs, 4 Golden Globe Awards, and has nominations for Tony Award and 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, like Cate Blanchett? Oh, no, she doesn't have that either. Well, perhaps she's a climate justice advocate that gets down amongst it and actually does something. Oh, no, she doesn't do that either. Well, then perhaps she's a boxer and model. Nope. Okay. What about a brilliant songwriter? Not that either. Okay. Standing up for women's rights and being an LGBT rights activist. No, doesn't do that either. Well, she's got an Iranian friend, hasn't she? Surely she should have been involved along the lines of Masih Alinejad. But no, she hasn't. And of course, she's not a soccer player. She isn't the CEO of a huge corporation. And she's not a writer or producer or actress or comedian of any real note. And isn't a human rights activist, although she likes to think that she is. You see, so many of the women that have been described in the Women of the Year for Time magazine are the things that Harry's wife thinks she is, or would also love to be. But of course, this organisation causes wounding for her. Why? First of all, she isn't included. And secondly, she sees what these people are, and she believes that she's on a par with them, and therefore she ought to be included. So not only is the wounding caused by the omission, but there is also the fact that she, in her deluded mind, truly believes that she should be amongst this dozen women who are all high flyers in some shape or form, achievers, people who actually do something rather than just talking about it in the way that Harry's wife does. But it is also entertaining to see that the fact that she was included in Time magazine's 100 most influential people and then doesn't even get anywhere near Women of the Year tells you exactly what you need to know. There simply is nothing there, and her appearance in 2001 was simply purchased. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.